What is going on, guys? It is Saturday morning, the 7th of September, 2024. It is 7 o'clock a.m. here in Germany. I'm on my way home. This is the weekly rant for you guys for this week. Look, before I get into it, I want to make you guys put your guys' attention on something very important. If anybody listening to this is near DC or has the opportunity to go to DC on the 29th of September this year, so that this month, 29th, there's going to be a rally out there in DC. It's called Rescue the Republic. It's being organized by a guy named Brett Weinstein. If you guys know who that is, that's great. If you don't, it doesn't really matter, because what matters is this freedom rally that's going to take place. RFK is going to be there. There's Jimmy Dore is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of high-profile people that have decided that enough is enough, and what they need for massive amounts of people to come out to this rally and show their support. 500,000 people would be awesome, because what that shows is it sends a signal to these tyrannical, law-breaking, corrupt governments all over the Western world, but especially in America, that the people have had enough of this insanity, and they need all the support they can get. So if you can get out there on the 29th of September to Washington, D.C., then go. Show your support. It's going to be great. There's going to be all kinds of events. There's going to be all kinds of speakers. It's going to be an awesome day. I wish I lived in the States that I could get there. I wish I did, because this is going to be very important, and it's very important that these people get a lot of grassroots support. So get out there if you can. The website that you need to go to check it out, to find out when, where, etc., what you need, who's going to be there, all that stuff is on this website. It's called jointheresistance.org. Jointheresistance.org, and go to the Rescue the Republic rally in Washington, D.C. on the 29th of September. Don't miss it. Get out there, especially if you're in D.C. or in Virginia or in Maryland, anywhere in the area. Get your ass out there. Super important. That being said, this is the weekly rant. This weekly rant is actually going to be more like a podcast reaction video, okay? Because I'm going to put the podcast that set me off on this down below. Look, we all are hearing these terms that have been sucked out of thin air, right? Hate speech, misinformation, disinformation. The hate speech one gets me the most. I'm fucking tired of hearing it, okay? I'm tired of hearing it. It's bullshit, okay? There is no such thing as hate speech. Well, actually, I'm sorry. There is a thing as hate speech, but there's nothing illegal or wrong about hate speech, because you know what? We're free people, and we're allowed to hate whatever the fuck we want, okay? And as a matter of fact, I know it sounds childish, but it's a human reaction. The more they try to say that everything is hate speech, the more I hate the people that they're telling me that I'm having hate speech about. You get what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just like they're so hell-bent on stopping racism, and they don't want racism, but yet they are forcing all kinds of cultures and people from other countries that have nothing to do with the values of the West down everybody's throats. The people are like, no, we don't want mass illegal immigration. We're not racist. We don't mind you, but we don't want billions and millions of people coming into the country and stealing our resources, taking our houses, committing crimes. We're done. We don't want it. And yet the governments and the people that pull on the strings of power, they are continuing to just shove this shit down everybody's throat. And you know what that's making everybody be? That's going to turn people that weren't racist into racists. They're going to start hating the brown people that come across the border in general, which is not what we want, because not all of these people are bad. You don't want the hatred going to those people, because it's not their fault. If you had the opportunity to leave your shithole fucked up country and go to a country where they'll just give you free money, free cell phones, free housing, and let you commit whatever crime you want without repercussion, you would go there. I mean, let's be real. Everybody would go, so it's not all their fault. But what the problem is, the more they try to force it down your throat, the more people will just automatically start thinking, hey, fuck these people, right? And they're going to turn into racists. So they're saying they want to stop racism. What they're doing is breeding racism. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with the black and the white thing in America. Oh, you're a racist because you're white. You have to go to racist training at work because you're white. You know what I'm saying? Well, all that does is piss white people off and be like, look, no, You know what I'm saying? You're being racist against us, so we're going to be racist against y'all. Then that shit's going to turn around and go back to the way it used to be. We don't want that. So it's the same thing with this hate speech shit. And the podcast I was watching, it's Trigonometry, the two guys in England, Constance Kisson and Francis Foster. Great podcast. Trigonometry is awesome. I've recommended it before. Check it out. It's great. Trigonometry. And they had a dude on. His name is Imran something. I don't know what his last name is. Doesn't matter. The guy heads an organization, one of these NGO organizations that polices the fucking social media platforms and tries to get people banned, canceled, shut down, or censored, right? And they have this interview because they want to give this guy, it's just like when the leftists get on to podcasts and stuff like that, you know, they basically show their hand because their arguments are complete shit, like Destiny and Cenk Uygur and some of these people. I props to them for going on podcasts and going on long form things and trying at least to explain their position. But the bad thing for them is they explain their position, and their position is clear bullshit. They've got really no good points. You know what I mean? That's why most leftists and most Democrats don't go on podcasts or long form things, because they can't defend their positions, because their positions are total shit. All right? So it's the same thing with this guy. Okay? This guy heads one of these organizations. Don't know what it's called. If you want to figure out what it's called, watch the podcast. I'll put it in the link down below in the description below. But this dude is trying to defend what his organization is doing, right? And he's like, look. He makes a couple of points that if you were just hearing it on the outset and just like reading the headline of it, kind of, you would be like, okay, that makes sense, right? One of those things is, you know, and the only thing that made any sense to me at all was the thing about the kids, right? So the guy's explaining, look, there are children that are getting on social media and they're getting locked into anorexia content and cutting content, you know, self-harm content and the LGBTQ content, which he didn't mention because that's okay, right? They didn't mention that, you know, and I'm kind of disappointed in the host of the podcast that they didn't push back more on that, because that is also harmful to children, you know. And his point was, we have to police the internet, you know what I'm saying, to protect children. No, well, wait a second. It's the same with all the other laws, like drug laws and shit like that. No, wait a second. You can't restrict my rights because you want to protect other people's children. You see, other people's children are other parents' fucking problem. So the law, if you want to protect children, then advocate for a law that makes it so that children cannot get smartphones until they're 16, can't access social media without like parental ID, doing it for them, getting all their information, their logins and all that shit. You know, there's got to be ways to restrict it. It's just the social media companies obviously don't want to do that because they want data on absolutely everybody and everything. So instead of, that's the thing with all these like hall monitors, like this dude that has this organization that polices the social media sites, you know, and he's about the hate speech, like, well, you know, people are harming themselves and people are committing suicide because, look, I'm sorry. If you're an adult on the internet, okay, and I'm going to discount the kids altogether, because the fact is, if you want to protect kids from something, you protect the kids from something. Don't restrict all adults on the planet with what they say, what they look at, what they watch, because a couple of kids are getting mixed up into this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's up to their parents to restrict their internet usage. It's not up to me. I am not the fucking parent of every kid in the world. I am not responsible for what kids see on the internet, and neither is this asshole guy. You know what I'm saying? These people are like hall monitors. They're like these tattletale bitches, you know what I'm saying? And so that's the solution to protecting kids from content on the internet. Don't let the kids on social media until a certain age. Raise your kids to be critical thinkers, to be to be logical, to be, you know, upstanding, and know the difference between bullshit and reality. That's where you start. You know what I'm saying? You don't just let a mindless little brat on the fucking internet, you know, Wild West style. That's dumb. But that's not my problem, because I'm not the parent of those kids. That's the parent's problem. And see, I get it that a lot of parents want to abdicate their responsibility to the government and say, well, it's so hard for me to do it because everybody's got a smartphone and all the kids get on the internet. So when my kid comes home and says they want one, I have to give it to them. What can I do? I can't be the one bastard parent that doesn't let him do it. Well, look, that's part of parenting. I'm sorry. Yes, you can. You know what I'm saying? You know what I used to hear when I used to come up with bullshit like, well, but Johnny's got one. My dad always said, I don't give a fuck about Johnny. I'm not Johnny's fucking parent. All right? That's the way things gotta go. These people are so weak. It's disgusting. It's pathetic. These people that say, oh, I can't do it. So they want the government to go ahead and do it so they don't have to, they can tell their kids, look, it's illegal. They're not gonna do. It's illegal. All right? So there's nothing I can do. And that's what they want. That's what all these politicians want too. That's why they love the globalist agenda. That's why they love, here in Europe, they love the European Union, because they can export their responsibility to not elected bureaucrats in another instance that nobody can get a hold of. Nobody can figure out what they're doing. It's totally intransparent. They can say to their people, yeah, we know we made this law that you hate, but we didn't do it, guys. Brussels did it. The European Union people did it. Yeah, and that's their excuse. They love that shit. And parents are the same. Everybody that has authority, and just doesn't know how to use it. You know what I mean? They don't know how to use it, and they don't want to use it because they have to get votes. And the same thing with parents. Parents want to be liked. They want to be best friends with their kids. So they don't want to make any hard decisions, and all the hard decisions have to be exported out to the government. And so that's why people are like, well, yeah, let's let the government do it. No, because they're going to go about it the wrong way. No, do your own parenting. Keep your kids off social media. Problem fucking solved. And look, it's bananas to me that these people that have these NGOs, they're getting funded mostly by the government. Now, that's another thing that the podcaster didn't ask this guy is, how are you guys getting money? Now, you could probably go to their website and figure it out. We've got one of these hate speech organizations here in Germany. Like 75% of their money comes from government, okay? So it's the government using NGOs like they do with everything. It's another one of those things that I'm so tired of people being blind to. It's called an NGO. It's non-government organization. So that means the government can't have anything to do with that. Right. I got a bridge to sell you, right? I mean, it's fucking crazy. NGO means it is a government organization. It means it's an organization outside the government that the government is funding and giving immunity to go ahead and run rampant on people's rights, which the government can't do, but an NGO can, especially if they're protected by the government. So don't give me this shit about, well, it's a non-government organization. These non-government organizations that are trying to be the policemen of the internet, they are getting funded mostly by government organizations, okay? And they're trying to say, well, no, it's not about being censored. We just want, this is one of the things that guy said, right? He said, we just want the social media platforms to abide by their own rules. So when we catch something that's against their terms of service, that's the same excuse that the government used with Twitter, right? If you remember the Twitter files, their excuse was, we're not telling them what to do. We're just flagging posts for them and trying to make them live up to their own rules. Hey, listen, who the fuck are you to try to tell a social media company to follow their own rules? Okay? Who the fuck are you? You're like one of these busybody, fucking neighborhood, self-proclaimed neighborhood watch old assholes that patrols the neighborhood all day because he doesn't have a fucking job, he doesn't know what he's doing, and rats out everybody. That's who these people are. They're fucking rats. They're rats that are trying to ruin people's lives because of the speech they have on the internet. Right? One of his other excuses was, well, you know what I mean? Because one of the hosts said, Konstantin Kisin said to the guy, look, I'm getting a lot of anti-Semitism in my feed because I'm Jewish, the whole thing with the Israel-Palestine thing. I have noticed an uprising in anti-Semitism, but that doesn't mean I want the internet to be censored and that I can't say on the internet, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. And this guy's immediate answer was, oh, so you're willing to accept a bunch of anti-Semitism so you can rag on trans people? Yes. He didn't say that. The Konstantin Kisin didn't say yes, but that would have been my answer. Yes, that's right. Because I want to be able to say what I want to say. I have to accept that other people say what they want to say, whether I like it or not. That's how this fucking works. Okay? It's not rocket science. Free speech means you get to say what you want to say, and I get to say what I want to say. Another thing that's lost on these people is the fact that, and I hear people telling them all the time, these advocates for censoring the internet, their thing is, what their immediate thing is, well, it's hate speech. Well, wait a second. Who decided what is hate speech? Who decides that? You? Okay. So you're the one we have to divert to when it comes to hate speech. So you are the arbiter of hate speech. And again, people, it is not illegal to hate somebody. Okay? It's not illegal to hate things. I hate all these fucking corrupt, radical, insane, leftist ideologue politicians and their supporters. I hate them. Okay? I hate them. Some of them I don't even know, which that's not my thing. Usually I don't hate people until I have like a reason and I know them and I'm like, okay, these people are evil. And I don't usually judge people just from the outside. But these people are so awful that you can easily make that judgment call looking at it on a screen instead of meeting them in person. Adam Schiff is an evil, horrible piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? He should be brought up on treason charges. And if the punishment for treason is death, I'd gladly watch him go. Okay? It's a guy I hate that I don't know. There's very few of those people, but these people are so horrible that it's impossible not to see through the fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Look, again, hate speech is not a thing. It can't be that the government or people that work for the government indirectly decide willy-nilly on what day what is hate speech. Because again, what also happens with these companies is they call hate speech unless it's a trans person, invading women's spaces or talking shit on the internet. Or, again, like in Georgia, tied to fucking school shootings or violence. No, then it's like, oh, no. That doesn't count because these people are being oppressed. So whatever they do is okay. Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay? Whatever. Look, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of these motherfuckers trying to restrict everybody, what they say, what their opinion is. You know what I'm saying? The dude on the podcast was like, oh, but what about COVID? There was so much misinformation and people were deterred from taking the vaccine. Look, the fucking United States is still pushing this vaccine. It's not even a fucking vaccine. They're still pushing it on babies. How crazy is that with all the things we know? You know what I'm saying? All the things we know about it, all the deaths, all the myocarditis, all the blood clots, AstraZeneca pulling their vaccine, etc., etc. There's so much evidence out there. No, it's not being shown by the mainstream media. Of course not. No, there's no accountability for COVID or for the vaccines or for the drug companies. No, there's not going to be. Not with these people in power, because they're the ones that need to be protecting themselves against any accountability for COVID. They're the ones that did it all. Of course they don't want fucking retribution or accountability for that shit. And anybody that says anything is then a hate speech or disinformation or misinformation. That's the European Union's main attack vector this year. You know what I'm saying? The European Union, the WHO, the UN, their whole thing is no longer terrorism, they're talking about we need to fight hate speech and disinformation because that's what's causing all the problems. Yeah, they're right about that. Because people aren't getting their news anymore from mainstream media propaganda. People are seeing past it now. People are now getting on the internet, on social media, and hearing other people speak, watching other people's videos, watching what's going on the other side of the world, and they see, all this shit that we're being told on mainstream media is just basically pravda. It's basically propaganda coming from the government. So, yes, they don't want people spreading any information that doesn't fit their narrative, obviously. Of course not. But these uppity, fucking self-righteous pricks like this guy on this podcast, you know what I'm saying? He's probably a real nice guy in person. You know what I mean? Probably a great guy in person. But what he does is horrible, horrible work. It's rat-fink fucking business. He's making money from the government to be the government censor on the internet. The internet police. We've got to make the social media companies live up to their own fucking thing. You know what I would say if I was a social media or any company and some asshole off the street comes in and goes, listen, I read your terms of service and I noticed this guy didn't adhere to that, so you better do something about it. What if I tell that guy no? See, I make the terms of service, so I decide if I enforce them or not. How's that? Okay? How's that? Fuck you. Get back in your box. Get the hell out of my face with this shit. Fucking misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech. Screw you. I'm going to say whatever I want. I'm going to say whatever I want, whenever the fuck I want, however the fuck I want, to whoever the fuck I want. And look, do what you want. You know what I mean? Do what you want. I'm so fucking sick of it. Really. I fucking had it. More people need to actually start speaking up and speaking out. And every chance they get, push back on these maniacs. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I like more than being in public and people's eyes going, whoa, what did he just say? Oh, well, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Actually, this guy is right. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit if they look weird at me, and you shouldn't either. If you're right, you're right. You should be able to say what you think and say what you're right about. And it doesn't matter what strange people in a store or strange people in public think about you or act about you. Fuck those people. You know what I mean? Everybody's that is even considering this insanity about hate speech is a dumbass motherfucker. Fuck you. I don't give a shit if you think it's hate speech. I don't give a shit if it is hate speech. If you want to shut me up, you have to come and do it physically. Okay? You're going to have to be able to beat me physically in order to shut me up. Other than that, you're done. I'm done. I'm done thinking or mincing words or shit like that. Fuck it. Fuck it. Look, really. And all these, self-proclaimed internet policemen, screw you people too. As a matter of fact, you know what would be great? I know out there's some internet sleuths and internet detectives and people that like to spend their time gathering information on crimes or whatever. Look, go find the presidents and the people that run these internet policeman groups. You know what I'm saying? Go check them out. Go check them out and find information on them. I'll bet these motherfuckers have some skeletons in their closets. And then go ahead and ruin their life. Publish that information. Fuck them. That's what they should be worried about. They should be worried about retaliation from regular citizens. They should be worried about hiding their skeletons. But no, they're not. That's why it's going to be easy to find. That's why they're going to be easy to find. Because they are not worried at all. They feel self-righteous enough. They're the good people. Nobody can do anything against the good people. We're fighting hate speech. We're fighting misinformation. We're the good guys. Well, the good guys aren't going to be hiding their crimes or their sick perversions very well. So, hey, how about check out Imran? Check out these people. Start fucking pushing back on these people. Check them out. You know what I mean? We've got one in Germany that I'm looking into, one of these organizations. And if I find anything on this woman that runs this organization or any of the employees, I'm going to publish it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I hope I find something. Because these people need to be, they're getting protected by the government. They're getting protected by the law. As a matter of fact, they're working for them. I told you. They're working for them. So they're getting protected. So they are not worried because they're getting protected. The only way to beat these people back is to make them feel insecure, to let them know, oh, you're not protected from us finding out what you're really about. You know what I'm saying? All it's going to take is one or two of these heads of these organizations to go down, and then the rest will back off. Because they're like, oh, wait a second. There's an attack from the regular people on us. Oh, we're getting exposed for whatever they might be doing. You know what I mean? It's the same thing I always say about the Republicans in the United States with the Democrats. Look, why are there no Republican DAs just investigating Democrats on the down low? They'll find something and get them. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty fucking easy if you're in a position of power to fucking investigate the people that you know are doing something. I mean, it happens to regular citizens all the fucking time. Why not to these people? Why not to Democrats? Why not to these fucking closet pedophiles? Why not to these people that are running these fucking crooked organizations? More on Bill Gates. More on these kind of people. Look, these people are trying to, whatever they can do, to take away all of the freedoms and rights that we have as citizens. And it's madness. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. So start investigating these people. The hate speech police and them shits. Find out who's working for these organizations. They're transparent about it. Find out who's working for them, and start combing through their social media. Start combing through their shit. They got one fucking thing on there that you can turn into hate speech. You fucking publish it and say, oh my God, look, well, this person that's anti-hate speech is pretty hate speechy. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you can. Any extra time you got on your hands and you feel like you're exposing somebody and pulling their pants down in front of everybody, go after these people. Find out what clubs, what organizations are policing the internet to try to make social media companies do their job and follow their own guidelines. And fucking start investigating these people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. And I am doing it. I don't have much time, but at the time I have, I'm looking at this organization. And once I find something, I'm going to publish all of it. You know what I mean? Anytime I see anything on these people's social media that I could even halfway construe into some sort of hate speech, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put them on blast. And that's what we got to do. That's going to be the way to fight these people back. That and speaking up and speaking out. All right, now before I start going in circles, I'm going to cut it off. All right, that was it. Hate speech, fuck you. That's my hate speech. You know what I mean? That's what I say to hate speech. Go fuck yourself. Right? Disinformation and misinformation too. Because look, I'm an adult. I'll decide for myself what I think is disinformation. Okay? I don't need some fucking dumb shit, uppity fucking prick in England to decide for me what I will believe and what I won't. Or what I get to read and what I don't. Screw you. Screw you, you uppity, fucking self-righteous bastard. I hate them. You know what I mean? I hate these people. They're driving me crazy. They're making me more radical. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, we don't want to radicalize people. But they are. They're radicalizing people. They're making people into haters with their bullshit. Because the bullshit is so obvious. There's no way to deny it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you are completely brain dead. You know? All right, guys. That's it. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna stop. So anyway, if you want to get my stuff in your inbox right away when it comes out, instead of waiting to see it on social media or to look around for it, you'll get everything that I do in your inbox right away when it's published. If you subscribe to my Substack, the links are below. You can do it for free. You can do it for $5 a month, which I would greatly appreciate. And then you'll get the weekly rant, the podcast recommendations, the Insanity Report, which comes out every day, and also all my long-form articles will be sent to you directly in your inbox once they come out. And all you have to do is subscribe for free or for $5 a month. If you're watching this on another platform like Rumble, X, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, follow me there. But in the end, please do subscribe to the Substack. Even if you do it for free, subscribe to there, because it's the easiest way for you and it's the easiest way for me to get in touch with everybody, because it comes in your inbox right away. It's the easiest way to go about doing it. So guys, I hope you guys have a good Saturday. I hope I didn't ruin it with my rant, you know. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week when the week starts again on Monday on the Insanity Report. Don't forget, September 29th, Washington, D.C., Rescue the Republic. Peace out, guys.